So during this market cycle, there is something that we have been waiting for. In terms of Shiba Inu, it's the thing that will really allow us to open up the doors and start pushing towards new all-time highs, but it hasn't happened quite yet. But what's interesting is the conditions are getting more and more set for this to in fact take place. And in fact, we may see the largest ERC20 boom we will see in this market cycle. And by extension, that's where Shiba Inu is going to have a lot of fun. And it might be happening right under our noses. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So I have to say there's a lot of things that are working in Shiba Inu's favor. Yes, even as we've gone on this drop, the conditions are just right for Shiba Inu to start making some massive moves. We obviously continue to see the increase in terms of holders. We have whales accumulating and adding to their bags almost day over day over day, which is a very exciting sign. We continue to see this removal of supply from exchanges. Worldwide optics are incredibly high. These are all very good signs. But there's one last thing that we've been waiting for, two last things, right? Obviously, the retail adoption, that's been a big one, and that will come with time. But what we're really waiting for in a big way is Ethereum to start making its move, its massive breakout. And this hasn't happened yet, right? So even when we look over the last several days here, we can see ETH just went through a terrible drop, right? It actually dropped about 34%. Shiba Inu dropped about 38% there as well. Right now, currently down about 16%. SHIB's down about 17%. So unfortunately, we have, because of our massive liquidity pools with Ethereum, when ETH makes these moves down, it's going to drag Shiba Inu with it. So we've been kind of stuck with this massive correlation. And what we're really waiting for is this ETH breakout to the upside. Even if, as we look at, those heights in December, ETH didn't make a new high per se. It didn't really make it. I think it got slightly higher, but we didn't get this big extension that ETH tends to have in these market cycles. So what exactly are we waiting for? Why hasn't this been happening? Well, obviously there's a lot more assets in the space. People are looking at different projects. ETH has some problems with gas fees, right? And we know that there's a big upgrade that's going to be coming that is supposed to help with this. But I think the biggest thing we've been waiting for is large holders to accumulate and remove a lot of this supply, right? When whales tend to hold and basically hodl these assets and not put them out there available in the market, that's when you start feeling some of that upside pressure. So during this time, during this drop that we saw in the crypto market, what has in fact been taking place? Well, what we saw was large accumulation by institutional investors, actually $83.54 million worth of Ethereum added yesterday alone. And this is despite actually having a drop day in terms of BTC, $234 million in outflows. So what's interesting here is basically since this latter part of November, institutional investors have been adding Ethereum at levels that we normally don't see. Okay, so there's actually a lot of interest from institutional players surrounding Ethereum at this time. Now, it's not around the heights that it was, in the latter part of November and the early part of December, and that's because the market has obviously dropped a lot. But I think that this is something worth noting because what we're seeing behind the scenes is there are some very large entities that are accumulating Ethereum. And in fact, when we look at World Liberty Financial, obviously connection to Donald Trump and the current administration, they have been heavily accumulating Ethereum as well. And in fact, of this portfolio held by World Liberty Financial, I'm pretty sure Ethereum makes up a very significant portion of this. I want to say it's like 65%, if I'm not mistaken. It's a very, very large percentage of this. So what's interesting here is they continue to add and add. Institutional money is continuing to add and add. And eventually there's going to be this point where how much ETH is there actually available for accumulation by new people coming into the market, right? Does this cause this big ERC20 boom? When do we see this, right? Well, even when we look at Ethereum here, we did not set a new low. So that's a very exciting sign. So we're setting higher lows in terms of ETH. We're setting slightly higher highs. So we're slowly but surely working our way up. And now that we have even more pressure from institutional money and large whales here, this may in fact be the thing that turns us around and makes us go on an Ethereum breakout. All right. What we were hoping was going to happen actually back here at the last part of January may in fact start happening in the not so distant future. We're talking within a month and a half or so. Now, obviously this isn't a guarantee or financial advice or anything like that, but what we'd likely see at that point is the big SHIB breakout we've been waiting for. The one that actually makes SHIB break this downtrend that extends all the way from the height of 2021 through our March high and now in this range that we've been waiting for. This is the moment where SHIB can really truly make its breakout and start pressing to the upside, right? Now, understand that things can change. This is just a trend that is happening right now. I'm not saying that this time frame is quite right, but the conditions are really being set in a big way for SHIB to have its breakout. They're being set in a big way for Ethereum to have its breakout. And all we need now is just that little push, that little recovery in terms of excitement. And we may be talking a very different zip code for Ethereum and Shiba Inu by extension. Understand that down in these ranges, excuse me, down in these ranges, Shiba Inu is not that exciting. I get it, right? And why I'm saying that is there is a lot more excitement, and a lot more FOMO and chasing and adoption that happens when prices are pumping. This is when people make the mistake and dump their bags and people think that nothing's going on. And then they get surprised when price makes this boom, and then they chase, and then it's more fuel to the fire, right? It's the thing that in fact becomes the rocket fuel that pushes Shiba Inu up to those early 2025 ranges like we've been talking about. Understand that this move for Shiba Inu to that March, April, May high, like we're expecting somewhere in that 4013 to 4019 range, it can happen very quickly. And the last thing that we need, guys, is we need ETH to start making its moves. So I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'd love to hear your thoughts here. Do you think that this trend is going to continue? Are we going to continue to see massive buying on the Ethereum side? Is this what SHIB is waiting for to start making these moves? So have a great day. Show your love below. Let me know your thoughts. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.